It's very accusative and very damning to me, to a point that I don't want to talk to anybody, and I need to get a lawyer.
That is Alexis Von Yates, the Florida nurse who sexually abused her 15-year-old stepson. Well, now, newly released audio gives us a first-hand look at the tense moments when deputies arrested her, and interviews with the boy's father provide details about what he walked in on. We are revisiting this case with some context that the public has never heard before. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Got to talk about this new audio that has come out in a case that we have been following very closely here on Sidebar, and what a case it is. A stepmother who pleaded guilty to sexually abusing her 15-year-old stepson. And what is this new audio? In these recordings, the boy's father describes walking in on a scene that he says left him shocked, it left all of us shocked, and deputies' body cam also captures the very moment that the defendant here, Alexis Von Yates, was arrested. So here's the story. Alexis Von Yates, a 35-year-old registered nurse, was accused of sexual abuse involving her teenage stepson during the summer of 2024. Following an investigation and multiple interviews, she was arrested, and she later faced court proceedings. This new audio does something different. It gives us a first-hand look at this father's account, and again, the tense moments of her arrest. We haven't heard this before. So to give you the full picture, let's just take a quick step back. We're going to recap the case from the beginning. This case starts off in the summer of 2024 in Ocala, Florida. At the center of it all is Alexis Yates, also known as Alexis Von Yates. She was married, she had 2 young children of her own, and she was a stepmother to a 15-year-old boy. That teen came down from Washington, D.C. to stay with his dad, Alexis, and his half-siblings for the summer break last year. And then, according to an arrest affidavit, something truly unthinkable happened. On July 30th, 2024, the Marion County Sheriff's Office got an anonymous tip. A man had allegedly walked in on his own wife, Alexis, and his son, her 15-year-old stepson, having sex. Can you imagine what that must have been like? But when investigators showed up to question Alexis's husband about that shocking allegation, he denied it. Yeah, the body cam footage captured this exchange.
We received a report that something happened when I was at your house between on the 26th between and your wife.
Okay.
And that you allegedly walked in on them.
No, that's not true.
Okay. So our report came in, sexual battery, that you walked in with them in the middle of sexual acts.
No, that is 100% false.
Okay.
So, I know he's a very messed up kid. I really haven't been a part of his life for very long, but if there's anything like this, I probably should. I don't know.
Yeah. So right now, all that's the only information we have. You know, we don't have anything coming directly from him per se. But it did mention that you walked in on them.
No. That's
Okay.
definitely true.
Okay.
And, I don't know. Is there anyone I can know who said that, or?
It's anonymous.
Yeah, it's anonymous, so we don't even know.
The call came in through a line called Crime Stoppers, which is like for anonymous tips. We honestly assumed you made the report, or something along those lines, but we don't have any information other than, like she was saying, that's what the report said.
Okay.
Which is why we're actually at your house right now. You used to live at the.
Yes, sir.
Me and the CPI are currently sitting in your driveway right now. Actually, we were coming to come talk to you and talk to. But you don't know anything about anything like this.
No.
It just. I know there are some accusations made. I don't think they're true or not, but.
You said there were accusations made?
I believe so.
Who made the accusations?
I believe
Made the accusations? Okay.
When did he make those accusations? Prior to this?
no.
Okay, so this is all brand new. So there's nothing prior that he mentioned.
No.
Okay. Okay. But you're thinking it might have come from.
I really honestly have no idea who would have
Okay.
honestly done something like that. You know, it's a really bizarre, embarrassing scenario that
Yeah.
I don't even entertain.
What accusations did he make?
I'm not sure. I would probably get a lawyer before I said anything else.
Well, you're not under investigation right now. I mean, no one's really under investigation. It's just a matter of this report came in, and at this point, it's an anonymous report. Going to have to get seen regardless to speak to him, and then once that's done, it's a matter of either determining whether the claims are founded or unfounded. And from what you're saying, it's more than likely unfounded.
I believe so.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to tell me, you don't want to tell me, but it go a long ways as far as helping us figure out if we can write down what told you, and then we can go to and it says, oh, I didn't make that report, or gives us verbatim what you're telling me he told you, we can kind of rule it out and kind of say, okay, we probably made this report, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah, I understand that, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, kind of freaking, my heart's racing a little bit, but I think that the implications that could come of this, I don't believe that anything happened.
Okay.
That's.
But the key factor is it mentioned that you walked in on them when they were on the couch.
No, I did not see any type of physical action whatsoever.
So as you just heard, Mr. Yates flatly denied the allegation, calling it 100% false, described his son as troubled with a history of making up, quote, crazy stuff. But the thing is, detectives would later reach out to Yates again after his wife's arrest. And we're going to get to that in a minute. But when investigators first spoke with the teen, what he revealed was chilling. He said his father worked nights as a lineman. So while his dad was gone, Alexis put the younger kids to bed. Then she and this teen would stay up. They would play video games. They would watch a movie and even use her THC vape pen. So at around 1 a.m., the teen said that Alexis started making inappropriate sexual comments, allegedly telling him she was horny, that she hadn't had sex in 2 weeks. He told investigators she'd been making sexual jokes in front of him for about a week already, and he admitted he was infatuated with her. From the affidavit, quote, thinking about all the statements the suspect had made to him about being horny, he decided to ask her if she wanted to cuddle. The suspect stated she thought that might be weird. He lay on top of the suspect as she lay with her head down the armrest of the couch, and she commented something to the effect of, "Oh, you're just going right for it, huh?" The affidavit continues, the suspect and child victim kissed. As the suspect began escalating, the suspect said, "Oh man, I wish you were 18 because you're not old enough." Now, despite that statement, the boy said things quickly escalated into sexual acts, including intercourse, and then it all blew up. The affidavit says, suddenly the door began to unlock. The front door is directly in front of the couch. The child victim recalled running to the bathroom as his father entered the home, seeing his wife with no bra on and a blanket covering the lower half of her body. The child victim's father saw the child victim running to the bathroom and yelled, "What the bleep is going on?" as he threw things. The boy said his father yelled at him, and his wife ordered his son to pack up and drove him to his grandparents' home. On the way, he bought beer and, according to the affidavit, told his son he had ruined his life and never to contact him again. But what happened next made things worse. The affidavit says the teen tried to tell his cousin and his mother about this abuse, but instead, multiple family members allegedly discouraged him. His grandfather allegedly said, "You better not be telling them what happened." The boy told investigators, "I realized that my man's man, blue-collar father, seeing what happened to his son, did not face the sexual abuse of his child like a man. According to the affidavit, Alexis even called the boy after this incident and told him she wished his father hadn't caught them. So then you go to November of 2024, and that's when deputies arrested her. When confronted, she refused to talk without a lawyer, but then made unprovoked statements like this one included in the affidavit. Since the Department of Children and Families had closed their case, she was in the clear, saying the incident was so accusatory, attempting to put blame on the child victim. So deputies, they arrive at Alexis's home on November 6, 2024. And what followed was incredibly tense, from her initial confusion to immediately bringing up her lawyer and then to outright refusing to answer questions. And their body cams captured the audio of that exchange.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto our power, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem HaKadosh. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And his name in Hebrew means he exists. And Yahushua is the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And his name in Hebrew means he is deliverer. By Hashem is the name, Rekakodash, the Holy Spirit. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings unto the sincere alchemists push forward in the truth. Throughout the four corners of the earth, I want to say shalom to you brothers and keep pushing. And a double shalom unto the Israelites that's looking like the other nations, Sharwathium. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters as well. My name is Dewar from GMS Line St. Louis Camp. And I'll come back at it with another video. And I'm entitled this Woman Has Relations with Husband's Son, Babylon. Okay? For those of you who don't know that's tuning into the video, if you don't know what Babylon is, Babel means confusion. And that's what goes on in the western part of the world. You have all type of confusion. Okay? There's all type of adultery and wickedness that goes on in this place. Okay? So without further ado, I'm going to hop into some scriptures, and Lord willing, this is edifying. So this is the book of Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 1. And it reads, And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, ye shall not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, ye shall not do. Neither shall ye walk in the ordinances. Right, so what was those Hamites doing, those Egyptians were doing in the land, and those Canaanites was doing before we inhabited the land? You know, they was committing all forms of homosexuality, incest, okay, bestiality, all type of filthy, wicked acts. They were in orgies, okay. Verse 4, Ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord, right? So any that is near kin unto you, you know, and it goes into it. Verse 7, the nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother, thou shalt not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness, right? And I did a video a few weeks ago of this woman, this Edomite woman, and her husband walked in her having sex with her own son. Okay? And that's wicked as hell. And yeah, these things goes on in the western part of the world. You know? You might be surprised, you know, like who would do such a thing? But hey, these things go on. You know, because the flesh is very wicked. Okay, verse 9. The nakedness, Salaki, verse 8. The nakedness of thy father's wife shall thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness, right? So that little boy, which he was Northern Kingdom, okay, so-called Hispanic or Native American, okay, he had sex with his father's wife, and which that is adultery, okay. So here it is, you come to live with your father from Oregon, wherever he was from, and then, because you of age, you a young man, because, young men need their fathers to teach them and guide them. And then you up here, dealing with his wife. Like, don't get me wrong, she's wicked for even, trying to seduce this little boy. But hey, that's the problem with you modern women, man. You modern women are the biggest whores on the planet, especially over here in the western part of the world. Because in other countries, like the Middle East, like these different Arab countries and stuff, they don't play their stuff. That woman is, their women are covered up, okay? But over here, you women get the liberty to do as you please. And this is what is going to destroy the western part of the world, because you women, you have too much liberty. Okay, verse 9. The nakedness of thy fathers, the nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or the daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even her nakedness shall not uncover. Right, so you got dudes out there that sleeping with their own sisters, they half sisters. Okay, and that's wicked, man. That's a form of incest. Okay, so let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 1. And it reads, book of Isaiah 19 and 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord is riding upon a swift cloud, and he come into Egypt. The idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom, right? And so, yeah, that was talking about ancient Egypt, because you had Esau, Edom during the time of the Greeks when they came into Egypt, because you had the King Ptolemy that was ruling over Egypt. That's when they started to knock off the nose of the statues and stuff and to whitewash everything. All right. But you could apply this scripture to today, the new Egypt, because America is the new Egypt. If you don't believe that America is the new Egypt, just look on the back of your dollar bill. Do you not see a pyramid? I mean, well, which money is about to be obsolete, because we coming into that digital currency, where they about to implement the MOTB, okay? And look at the architecture of Egypt, okay? It looks just like the architecture. Well, look at the architect of America, Washington, D.C. It looks like the ancient architect of Egypt, Egyptian obelisk. They got Abraham Lincoln, quote unquote, sitting on the throne, etc., etc. It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. They shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Right? So they all gonna run to those idols, man. Okay? So yeah, all these people, hearing all these plagues come to this place, they gonna turn to all these different idols, man. The ancestors, white Jesus, whoever, man. it says, verse 4, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a first king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts. All right, so now let's skip down to verse 14. And it reads, the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused evil to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. So like you, so right. So Lord mingled a perverse spirit. That's a perverse spirit, man. You know, and not only that, the little boy's fathers was trying to protect her. You know, obviously he still want to be with her. You know, and that just goes to show you how much of a simp you Israelite man have became. Okay, let's keep reading. Verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or the tail, the branch or the rush may do. Right, because sooner than later, there's going to be no work out here. It's going to be no jobs. It's literally going to be a damn dystopia. Every man for himself. All right, and they show you that in multiple movies. The Purge. Okay. You got a movie like Bushwick with Batista. You know, all these different movies of total anarchy out here. Verse 16, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. Right? And yeah, and these modern day men are weak. You know, you got a grown man, a 6'2", 250-pound man talking about some, I think I was born a woman. You know, or you got a damn 5'2" woman. You know, shave her damn head and sag her pants and wear a purse and some, you know, and got dreads and stuff, and, you know, with black lips, you know, saying, I'm a dude, you know. It's crazy, man. It's just straight up confusion here. So let's go to Jeremiah 31 and 22. And it reads, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Right, so a woman shall compass a man. You know, because it's nothing feminine about these women, man. You know, because they the ones that want to be in control of a man. You know, they think that man was put here for them, and it's actually the total opposite. You women were put here for us. You know. Let's get that. So 1 Corinthians 11 and 1. I started 3. It says, but I'll have you know that the head of every man is a Mashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of a Mashiach, Yahushai, is the Most High. Right? So that's the order. It goes, the Most High is son, man, woman, child. Okay? And there's even different orders amongst men. Okay? You got the apostles. You got the elders, overseers, etc., etc. Every man praying and prophesied, having his head covered, dishonor his head. But every one that prayed or prophesied with her head uncovered, dishonoring her head. For that is even as all wonders as she was shaven. Okay. So let's skip down to 8. It says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. Right? So, I mean, that's really cut and plain right there. Okay, we wasn't made for y'all. Y'all was made for us to be a helpmeet unto us. You know? But this place is so backwards, man. You know, these women are looking for wives. And vice versa. You men out there are looking for husbands. But in woman form. You know, everything is completely, totally upside down. Okay? But when we go out there to the highways and the byways to preach the word, or you deal with a woman, you know, like let's say you courting a woman, she has this mindset. Okay? And that's not right, man. Ain't no woman supposed to be ruling over you. Alright? And that just goes to show you how far we done fell as a people. You know, where these women are the breadwinners and they tell your dad what to do. You know, if your dad was around, you know, that's all a part of the curses. So the book of Isaiah chapter 3, verse 8. Salakia. I'm going to start at 12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors. Right? Children. We're talking about these Edomites. Because they are big kids. And women rule over them. Oh, my people, they which leads thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths, right? So yeah, all your leaders, you know, your church leaders, okay, your mosque leaders, these different even amongst these Israelites, these false Israelite camps, they're all leading you astray, you know, from the righteous path that you're supposed to follow. You know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemiah Shai. They're not telling you the truth. I mean, yeah, you might find some true things in there. Yeah. But overall, if it's not 100% truth, then it's not the truth. You know? So the truth is either 100%. It can't be 99% truth and then 1% lie. That 1% lie taints the whole thing. All right? So come, man. So, and guess what? Hey, a lot of these women, you're not gonna make it because you have this mindset, like this woman on the screen, man. You know, in which that is a whore. Wicked. So, one more verse and I'm going to close out. It's 1 Corinthians 5:1. And it reads, It is reported commonly that there is fornication among you, and such fornication, right? So fornication, right? Because fornication is not just quote unquote, well, it's not sex before marriage. You know, that's what they teach you in the Christian church or wherever, you know. Fornication is actually unlawful sexual practice. Okay. It says, as it is not so much as named among the Gentiles, that one should have his father's wife, right? So fornication is any form of sexual immorality, you know? So, which that is adultery, you know, homosexuality. Look it up. It goes from the Greek word porneia. That's where you get the word porn from. Porneia, which means immoral sexual practice. Okay? And that's what they was doing in the church of Corinth, you know. It's wicked. Show one.